What's up, everybody? We got Lewis here. Just got first. What'd you play today?
Despia Branded, Adventure, whatever the terminology is.
How was that?
It's a great deck. I've been practicing the deck for a while. I really like the way it plays. It's like a better version of Shadows, but it still has everything like Shadows, where it teaches you, it just has better cards, but it's like Shadows.
Yeah, we know how you feel about Shadows.
Oh, yeah.
Any shout out or anything before you get into it?
Yeah, so let me give a couple of shouts. Number one, let me give a shout out to all the boys here at Locals. I love all the fellas here. Number one, to my boy Joey G. Give a shout out to Joey G. Bosch, give a shout out to my boy Bosch. Also yell at me. Give a shout out, huge shout out to Imperium Duelist for the beautiful Imperium Duelist sleeves they sent me. The deck box, it's absolutely gorgeous. The extra X sleeves, these things are absolutely beautiful. Like, check out Imperium Duelist's website. And of course, SmartTC for this amazing field center. I use it all the time. It's beautiful, the Zeus Field Center. So, big shout out to smarttcg.com for that as well.
Sweet. All right, you want to get into it?
Yeah. So I'm playing 46 cards. A lot of builds will probably be playing 45. So right off the gate, you run 3 ALBAZ. I want to play 2. A couple times I decided 1 out because you definitely don't want to summon it. But there are times when you have to summon it, so it's not that bad. It's like a hit or miss. It's really 50-50 whether you summon it or you special summon it with the branded spells. So that's why I decided to do it. But this card absolutely is great. Definitely 3 of. Maybe eventually future builds might have 2, but as it stands right now, this card's a great 3 of. Up next, we have Despia Tragedy. I'm not going to explain all the effects. These cards have so many effects. We'll be here for like an hour, but Despia Tragedy is a phenomenal card, and I play 2. Some people play 3, but this is the 3rd one. I play Comedy, and it does come up. It protects your Despia monsters, so it absolutely comes up. Ab Libitum, I really want to play a second one of these, and I might start testing a second one because once you do your first combo, your opponent pulls through it, a second Ab Libitum kind of resets your board state. And I like this card a lot. And you have enough cards in your deck to reset it, so maybe might consider playing a second one. I played 2 Fauna ALBAZ. You don't need more than 2. You play 1 and you draw it, it's crap. So this is why 2 is like the perfect number. I do run Hex Sealed because we play Dragoon, which I'll show you later on. We do play the DBE package. I was trying it out for today. It wasn't terrible, but we did draw. In one game, I drew both of these cards. So that was a not fun game, but
I did too.
Yeah, like you just drew them and you're just like, all right. And with this deck, you could pitch them, and that's what I did at one point. I pitched them, so like.
You pitched both in the same game.
Yeah, like you just pitch them and then you just do his effect, just without DPE. That's all. There's other cool things you can do, like the fusion summon as well with this in graveyard. So it's almost relative, but not fully. You just don't want to draw them. Obviously, we played the Wanda Griffin Rider. We played 3 of the Water Enchantress. For hand traps, I was going back and forth on hand traps all day long. And what I decided was to play a lot of 2 of. So we got 2 Astros from Joy Springs, 2 Ghost Ogre, 2 Draw and Lockboard. This might make its way back into the side deck, to be honest with you. 2 Ghostbound Haunted Mansion, and then 2 Ghost Morning and Moonlit Chill. This card is really good. I was debating playing Veiler or this card, but this card's just a better version of Veiler. And I feel like in this meta, like you kind of need like those kind of cards. Imperm's all right in this deck, but I think that Imperm isn't like, you can play it, but if you open 3 Imperm after you did full combo, it's not fun. It doesn't really do much for you, where this card can do a lot more. So that's why, I like this card a lot. Like, I don't want to get blown up by like a back row and then I'm screwed. I'd rather hold my hand traps. For spells, obviously 3 Branded Fusion, the best spell in the game. Easily, this card's insane. I just activate it, my opponent doesn't have an answer. We just get to play Yu-Gi-Oh! So one thing we're seeing with a lot of players is they're playing 3 Pot of Prosperities, and I think that's very correct in a meta in which nobody knows, like, nobody's playing this deck. But a lot of kids are going to be playing this deck, so this might be a 3rd Talents. Talents was better than Prosperities for me.
You're playing 1 Prosperity?
Only 1 Prosperities.
You drew it against me.
I did draw it against you. He was really good, actually, against you. Card was insane against you.
You got a called by for my DP.
Yeah, this card was really, really good. But I feel like if I didn't have Prosperity and I had Talents, I think it would have gave me a better game state. And I feel like in the mirror match where your opponent is like mirror jading you, you can Talents them, which I think is huge. Yeah. So I might start playing 3 Talents. I'm still debating which is the better one. 3 Talents or 3 Prosperities. I like this ratio though. I thought this ratio was really good because you only really want to resolve it once. If you resolve it twice, you're not longer a mid-range deck and you're gonna be in a world of hurt. So I'm playing 2 Branded in red. I want to play 3. Every display play tells you to want to play 3, but for the most part, 2 is really correct. 3 Branded opening for more spell. For more spells, we have 3 Rider Aramazir. We are, like I said, we're playing the whole package, so we're playing Dracoback, we're playing Faithful, Foolish Burial for Branded or the Adventure stuff, 1 Call by the Grave, and then we're playing the 2 Fusion Destinies to go with the rest of the combo, the rest of the deck and whatnot. The deck is 46. I think a lot of players will play a 45 card build. I think that makes more sense than a 46 card build, but for this build, I was testing out 46 for today. I have there's different builds I'm going to play of Despia coming up in the future. For the extra deck, we run a lot of 2-ups. So 2 Mirror Jade, 2 Lebellion, 2 Albion, 2 Guardian Chimera. We ran Dragoon today. It wasn't terrible. The Dragoon's kind of like the flex spot where instead of Dragoon, you could run a second Masquerade, or you could run a Winda. But I feel like with Dragoon in this meta, like, your opponent is down on resources, especially if you play like I do, like Talents. You go Dragoon, and now that you know what their hand is, you know what to negate. So I feel like this card's really good, but then again, it really depends if your opponent's playing like Super Poly. So you gotta really like work your stuff out really heavily, because this card loses to that. But yeah, 1 Masquerade, also plays the DPE. Predator Pentraxapelli doesn't come up only in the mirror match. Like, it will come up a lot if you steal a poly, your opponent's board, and then you use this effect to put in your opponent's Griffin Rider, and then they're in a really bad spot. Quandaris, this card you just play 1 of. It's the card you play to like end the game. Like, if you go in this card without anything else, like, it's a really bad choice. You only play this when you want to end the game. And then I play 1 Link Spider and 1 Verde Anaconda in it. It's pretty standard build for the extra deck. There's a couple of cards people might like change here and there, but I feel like the extra deck is like almost perfect. Going into the side deck, so instead of running the Bureau, which I had early this morning, I decided to go into Spear mode, because you don't need your summons, like I said, and if you can Spear mode your opponent, you break their board. If I Spear mode and Branded Fusion, I'm breaking my opponent's board, so that's why I like Spear mode a lot more. I think Spear mode's going to be seen in a lot of decks. Also good against, if your opponent's playing Prank Kids and they go full combo, you Spear mode them. If you're playing against like the Sword Sword variations, like Spear mode's insane, so I like this a lot better than Nibiru. This is also a good 6 card, where Nibiru is a terrible 6 card. So I put Cross on the side. I want to main it. I really want to main it. Every time I saw it today, I love this card. I got to figure out how to main this card, but this card's excellent. We do run 2 Super Polys. You don't need 3. 3's terrible. 2's more than enough. Like, if you run 3 Super Polys, the only problem is, like, if you like in top deck mode, this is like one of the worst cards in top deck mode if you don't have anything else. And this card like blows through resources. So like 2's good when you want to break your opponent's board and just end the game. We do want to place it at Deep Barrier. I was testing it out today. I didn't really find much use for it, but it wasn't a bad card. I'm still going to test it out more. I've seen the Oshi, they run a lot of builds. Here in the TCG, it's 50-50. If we do our board first, we kind of don't care about like debarring our opponent in the mirror match because they're not going to be able to clap back at us. So maybe I'll keep it in. For any kind of background removal, I still like Harvey's Filibuster, and depending what you want to do. People like to play Twin Twisters, but you don't have enough resources. Cosmic Cyclone is decent, but it's not good in time. And Evenly Match is the other card that you can consider. And it's either, for me, it's Evenly Match or Lightning Storm. I think Lightning Storm is a lot better because it clears back row. And you're playing against like a deck like Eldritch. You clear their back row, they're not going to come back in that game state. The game state's over for them. So I think that's really good against those kind of decks. Obviously, if it's good against your opponent front end, it's decent as well on their board. But as far as cards like Evenly Match, they're a really good deck, but you do give up your battle phase. You give up your battle phase, and it depends on the circumstances of the game state. And I don't know, I just like this card a lot better, and it's also like Starlight, so maybe that's another reason why. I'm not going to lie to you. But yeah, that's the profile.
He's flexing.
The deck is 46. I think a lot of builds will be 45. Some people will probably play 40. There's a ton of variations to play Despias. I'm going to go over every single variation on my channel, and probably do more profiles on this channel as well. Subscribe to this channel as well, so definitely check that out. But this is like one of the decks I feel like is going to be like one of the best decks that's made for players that can play really well. So that's why I like this deck, and yeah, that's awesome.
Well, we appreciate you. We'll see y'all later.
Have a good one.